Okay, so it's still November 23rd. Just going to talk about the mast a bit more. So this is the, the original plan's got one mast. I'm doing two masts. I should have pulled out drawing for that. I'll find, oh yeah, here we go. So essentially this is, you can see it's sketched over the top, but I've got a sail forward like this one here. So I've moved the mast position from back here up to here. The mast will come up like that, come out like this, and down to essentially the same spot as original mast did, but it'll be a little smaller because it won't have this, and it'll be a little, also the center of gravity of this mast will be a little lower because it doesn't have this top bit up here, this little triangle. I'm adding this little mizzen mast back here, so that's the part that I just talked about, doing how the how the mast goes into the tube and all of that. And then this is essentially a drawing showing what's going on. So I've got that piece of starboard plastic down in the bottom. It's screwed into the plywood mast step that I built before. The PVC tube with the carbon fiber is this piece here. And I've got two layers of 3/4 inch plywood that are epoxied to the mast step, and that the tube is epoxied inside of. This little disc here locates the mast tube so that it's in the right place, and then I've clamped it up on top. This is actually drawing for the sketch for the forward mast. It's also got the piece of 3/8 inch plywood in here for the that's part of the bunk, and this is the deck, showing there's two layers to the deck. The bottom layer is that mast partner that I put the carbon fiber on the bottom of, and then the deck will be on top of that, another piece of 3/4 inch plywood, and then you can see the tube comes up above the deck like this, so that helps to keep water from getting in there. And then this is essentially all sealed, so even if water did get in there, it would not get inside the boat. It would just fill up inside this tube space around the mast. But anyway, so then also to keep the water from getting in there, I'm going to build a little upside down cup sort of thing over the top of that. This whole mast rotates around. This is the furler spool here for the mast. I'm going to, on the forward mast, use probably 1 inch or 3/4 inch wide nylon webbing, which will then wind up around this spool. So the spool is about 10 inches in diameter, about 6 inch on the inside. The outside is about 10 inches, and I think that'll allow me enough layers of nylon webbing wrapping to get the sail fully in. I have to double check the math on that, but that's essentially what it'll look like. And then the only other thing that's not on the drawing, but I'll probably put on top of this. So this furler thing will be epoxied onto the mast. And then on top of this, I'll probably put another piece, just a circular piece around the mast, sort of, basically like a circle in the middle with like a dog bone shape, or, two wings coming out with holes in them, so that I can put some bolts from up there, from this piece up that I'm going to be adding up here, down to the deck or something, just so to keep the mast from falling out. So if I do capsize the boat entirely, the mast shouldn't want to come out anyway, because it'll all be sealed and buoyant, and it shouldn't want to fall out. But just in case it does, I want to have some sort of a locking mechanism to hold it down, but still allows the mast to freely rotate. So that's the thought at the moment. That might change, but that's essentially the idea with that. Might add another, instead of doing that up there, I might put like a little ring around this part, and then some little thing that sits over that, that gets attached to the deck instead, which would be lower profile and look a little better, but not really sure yet. So anyway, but that's the general idea of the design. So the furler thing on the top, a little cap to keep water from getting in there. The tube goes up above the deck, goes through the berth, and then down here in the bottom, it's located by the piece of plastic down here, which the mast will also serves as a surface for the mast to rotate on, and then it's all attached with 3/4 inch plywood and fiberglass and epoxied into place. So it should be plenty strong enough.